Welcome back to our IT Skills Lab videos, and let's first look at how far did we reach. So if you look at it from the first video, we have covered a lot of domain type of stuff like Active Directory and the core skills that a lot of people ask for, like resetting passwords, Active Directory. As you can see, most of the help desk, IT support, desktop support jobs are going to have Active Directory required or maybe preferred, right? And here they are saying that pretty much required, but some places have it preferred. And another big one that I want to talk about today, and of course we also covered Office 365, which is right in most of these positions. You're going to see this as well. When you go in there, you're going to see that Office 365 again and again and again and again, and most of these jobs are going to come up like that. So another big one that I want to talk about today is the ticketing system. I want to say something, a fact. So we were the first people on internet when we started teaching about ticketing system as a skill. Like, yeah, ticketing system, people created it. They were selling it as a product. But when this type of learning was not available, right? So 9 years ago, I don't know why the screen is so small, by the way, but 9 years ago, you can go to my YouTube channel and type ticketing system, BMC, ticketing system, Spiceworks. 9 years, 8 years ago, we created videos on ticketing systems for IT professionals. And of course, after that, it kind of got pretty normal, and you saw a lot of other videos came up. But I am proud to say that we were the first one to actually create ticketing system course and made a certification out of it, right? So a lot of people will finish our course, they will get a certificate that I know about multiple ticketing systems, and that was a hit because if you look at it, when you get a job, nowadays it's impossible for a company to not have a ticketing system or incident management systems. And without that, there's no way you're going to be in a system where you're going to have hundreds of users like this and with desktops and applications, and they're going to call you left and right with no management. That's going to be crazy if you have something like that in 2022. So the skill was there. It was a big requirement, and it is a big requirement for an IT professional. And when people don't teach this stuff, what happens? You learn about Windows 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, but when you go to the job, you're getting hit with applications like ticketing systems, and they want you to do things in a proper way. You cannot just pick up on a call that you like, or you cannot pick up on a low level call over high priority calls, right? There got to be some system. So this ticketing system is actually the first one. When you get hired in a company as an entry level, and they know you're entry level, they sit you down in a room or maybe a training, and then they go over their ticketing system. How does it work? What is our SLA? What is this? What is that? They want you to make sure you know this because you're the first one who's going to be taking care of the company's issues or client issues or staff issues or as a whatever, whoever is your support side. So you must know about ticketing system. Now, if you want to learn about, in JSS, we have a full course on ticketing system. On JSS YouTube channel, we have a full playlist on our ticketing system. So just go ahead and learn about it. But in my videos today, we are going to implement the ticketing system so you got a good picture of what I'm talking about. So let's get started. Now, again, I'm not claiming that we are the first one to create ticketing system trainings. Maybe someone will come, hey, look, I have a video from 15 years ago. So yes, I'm just saying that we were the ones that actually started talking about skills in a very aggressive way. And we were promoting this to a lot of people in the public. But again, if you want to learn about courses in a very detailed way, you want to learn some videos, theory, and do hands-on practice and get prepared for certifications at the same time while getting mentored by us. Of course, I'm going to show you something here. Like, for example, in our mentorship program, we share real tickets like this. So here's a real ticket, and then the members go back and they talk about things. And of course, at some point, we give them a real access to projects where they have to do the same thing that I'm doing right now now on the same systems. And also they have access to the test out where they do a lot of learning self-paced, and also they have access to 1 year practice lab library, access to a lot of different machines and applications and documentation, which we do in our live sessions right here, which is about to happen next Thursday with these members, and they're going to learn a lot. So if you're one of those type of people that say, you know what, I love these videos, but I really want to do things in a very detailed way with you guys. I want someone to guide me, but I don't want to I don't want to be killed 5-hour sessions or 4-hour session and do a boot camp type of style learning. We don't believe in that anymore. We believe in a long-term skills development where when you become an IT professional, you don't become an IT professional by just doing this one lab over here or 2-3 labs. Yes, you're going to get a lot of good stuff out of it. You're going to get more confident, but becoming an IT professional is a long-term skills development. And people who actually take this training, either they're brand new or people actually work in a companies, they just got a job, or people who want to get a little stronger base and they want to learn something in a more sequential way, so move on to more high level jobs very soon, then they go for this type of training. So it's an investment into yourself. Okay, so enough with that stuff. Let's go ahead and pick on our users and let's get started with the training. So we're gonna click on, I don't know why this is not working. Let's refresh it and go sign in again. All right, just refreshing worked. So if you see this in your lab, in a project lab that I'm gonna give you guys, just do the same thing. All right, so what we have here is a staff member, Monica Cuckoo, and you're right here. Right now, Monica directly calls you on the phone, right? And that's not good, because if you have 50 Monicas, that's not going to be a good situation. So you need to implement some type of system. So again, who implements stuff? It's not going to be the help desk. Unless you got a job, one-man IT shop thing, forget about that. That's different. I'm not even teaching about that. I'm teaching about real stuff, real companies, real mid-sized companies. They never do this. So who's going to be implementing it? It's going to be your application administrators or systems administrators or whoever have more knowledge about these things. Okay, so how do we implement the ticketing systems over here in this system? So I'm going to show you something from help desk side. Let's say you're the one who's a sysadmin right now. So we're going to go to your machine. And you want to set up something for Monica, so next time Monica do not call you directly and bother you. She have to go through a system. So let's set it up. So when it comes to a ticketing system, I'm sure a lot of people, just like Active Directory, this is a planned process. Nobody's gonna just go for online application, free or type of application, and just start downloading things and then give it to members, right? Because it's your members, it's your staff members, and it needs to be well planned. So in this lab, of course, I'm not going to use any techniques that is going to be planning type of stuff. It's just that you're getting to learn how companies have implemented it, just like Active Directory. So the applications that I'm going to recommend to everyone is basically called Spiceworks ticketing system. I talked about this 9 years ago, and I'm still talking about it. And there's 2 reasons behind it. Number one, they are offering a ticketing system which is an enterprise level ticketing system, which is for freely available for anybody. The second reason is the community. If you're new to IT and tomorrow you come to me and say, hey, I have a problem in my job, then of course I'm going to say, well, I'm just a trainer and a mentor. I can suggest you things, but this is not the right place to ask questions about you're having issues on your job, like technical issues. You need to go to a community that can handle this type of stuff or help you out more than just one trainer. There are more professionals who are sitting out there with way more experience than what we have here. So here you have to go to Spiceworks and you type ticketing system like that. So when you type Spiceworks ticketing system, you need to go here and click on free IT help desk software, take control of IT support requests. You're going to click on that. So as you can see, this is a ticketing system that they're offering. It's very powerful. You guys can come and click on the overview, have a mobile device, user portal, email. So a user send a request through these type of devices, or different type of access that they have. An IT administrator basically have access to the ticketing system. So what they can do, they can manage IT tickets. They can create a custom report. They can set emails, portal customization, and organization management. So this is why when I say it's a planned process, this is what an IT administrator will do before somebody implements ticketing systems. So remember that when you go to a company, this is already done, right? So you log into a ticketing system, you already have a lot of issues being logged. This is why when in my training I tell people that ticketing system is one of the best resources to see what type of issues you're going to get on a regular basis. Because I tell people that in IT you don't get issues every single day. Sometimes it's processes, even if it's issues, it's probably repetitive issues. So ticketing system is your best friend when you actually get a new job in any IT. Okay. So now you see that there you can read about it, what it does, what all of the features are, and then my YouTube playlist that I suggested in the course, you guys can learn more about little theory behind it. But we're not doing that right now. So you're gonna click on Help Desk, Launch Help Desk here. We're gonna click on that. So here you see we have an option to actually register. So if you look at it, if you already have an account, you can log in with that. If you don't have an account, you can create an account with them. And then get started. So go ahead and create an account so we can do all this stuff. Now when you create an account, you see it says give your company name, and then you can use it later. So we can always change it later. We're not going to do this, but here we are going to say JSS demo, and we're going to use JSS demo here. So that's our company name, JSS demo, and I'm going to click on Launch Help Desk. This is how easy it is to actually create a ticketing system for your self-study on Spiceworks. I would hope there's a way to remove it just so they don't get a lot of demos in there. But anyways, that's not a big deal. Here, if you look at it right here, you see that this is a ticketing system that they're providing right now. Now, of course, you can go back and we can open it in a different because it's a cloud-based ticketing system, so we can open it in our Rail browser on top so you guys can see a little more clear. But you get my idea. Now you have a ticketing system. Of course, it leads to a device inventory. We have not touched that yet. Software inventory and everything else. Contracts, connectivity dashboard. These are a little more. Every ticketing system comes with its own advanced features or tools, right? So to help you as a technician. So it's really up to your company if they're using such tools. But at this point, my focus is ticketing and knowledge base. So if this company created this ticketing system, the next step is, of course, they work in it. They do all these, reports. They create knowledge bases for staff members, and then it becomes more of like a training. So everybody have to attend the training to understand what is this, how you are going to next time call me when you have issues. So if it's Monica, hey Monica, next time when you have issue, you need to make sure you go through the ticketing system, and this is how we do things. So you train them, right? Or whoever is a trainer. So of course, when you have something like this, the way you can practice is basically going to just go to the settings and make sure, understand that the settings of tickets, like ticket rules are here, ticket views, you can do canned responses, maybe you can write it down. These are some of the company information right here. General settings, you have that. Employee administration, this is the employee that we're using. Ticket rules, again, that's where your ticket views right here. These are the canned responses. All of that good stuff is in ticketing system. If you go to the knowledge base, this is the knowledge base of this ticketing system. It goes back to the knowledge base right here. So you see it opens up that, and you have a knowledge base created by other IT professionals. If you want to show this or hide this, you can do that. But this is powerful because you can then see articles that other people have done for you, or other people can use. So imagine somebody's having an Outlook issue. You have this, how to fix the error, Outlook file access is denied. How to request SSL certificate from Windows certificate. I mean, things can get more advanced over here. So some people show this, some people don't show it. I highly recommend this for you. If you're learning things, this is like a course right here, like a real world course that you can come in and actually watch this, learn from it from other IT professionals who have done some great work. So if I click on it, it takes you to this knowledge base and it gives you step-by-step solution. Click here, open it as an administrator. So, I mean, you're not going to get this type of stuff without getting into these type of systems, because that's what IT professionals have created for. These are all IT professionals, by the way. So it's like you have us, you have community, but then you have this 6 million IT professionals who are sitting over here doing things day and night, the same things that you're going to do. So I can guarantee you whatever you're doing right now, it's probably already covered over here. So you have one ticketing system in your company that you can check their knowledge base, my team knowledge base. So maybe they have their own documentation. Let's say you have Word documents and everything. You're going to go through all that. Or maybe that ticketing system has something like tickets and resolutions. So you go over that. But then you come over here, you have this big knowledge base for you. So you come over here and you search. If, let's say, for example, you want to search about how to reset password. Okay, you search about that. So if it's going to go out, forgotten password, XP, we're not using that anymore, but it's going to go through very old stuff too. So, but you're going to go through, say, reset user account password with PowerShell and identity management tools. I mean, how cool is that? Reset your password. Reset password. Oh, that reset. Different type of password. Creating fun random password for 80 users in bulk. Reset passwords or Cisco catalog. So you look at this, how many? 510 pages. I mean, be more specific then, I guess, over here, because I just did a very, big term. So if I say Active Directory, if I say something else, it's going to come up over here. So think of this as your best direct resource to learn skills right now. Whatever you come across in your learning, come over here and do that search over here. And you're going to find something related to that. And bam, you got some steps now. So you can implement it into your technical approach, right? And you can write article if you want to. So try to do some practice. If I click on new article, you can see right here. So writing article, like getting used to that, because that's what you are going to do in a company. When they get you in, that's not just you're going to open a ticket, close it, assign it to somebody else, change the levels of the tickets, resolutions. You're not going to only do that. You're going to actually write documentation, knowledge base. So you're going to have to learn this. And you may be shocked when you went through a lot of these trainings and then never done something like this. And now you're writing English paragraphs and boom, you're in a new dilemma now that how do I do this stuff? So coming over here by watching others people's steps, you get to know how they are presenting technical information to other people, because you cannot just write stories over here. You have to write very direct solutions or steps so people can understand to follow you, right? So now you can come over here and practice that. That's another way to do technical practice on ticketing system. Now, if you want this user to actually kind of like, practice, like for example, you want to practice from Cuckoo's machine, then you can come over here and these are the tickets right now. So you can, let's say, do a kind of like a self scenario where this person calls you from Win10 machine, say, I'm having an issue or I need a software to be installed. So you can actually create that ticket yourself. So think about it. They called you, you basically come over here, you write the summary of the ticket, you assign it to yourself, because that's going to be the only person. You assign it to yourself, you make it high priority or low priority. You can change the level of the ticket. Is it a hardware? Is it a maintenance? It's network, it's printer, and you can attach a file and just assign it to yourself. Because in most cases, a user may be stuck. They may not have capability to get to their machine, so they will call you on the phone. So you still have to learn this, and you have to get used to writing a ticket yourself. I know it's crazy, right? Why am I writing a ticket myself, right? But that's what it is. You have to log it out. You have to log everything that you do for users, because your manager have to ask you a question. How many tickets did you resolve today? And why we are missing 4 tickets over here? Well, you say you worked with 4 people, but I don't see 4 tickets. So this is where you then prove that to them. This is my tickets right here. Look at how much time that I spent on it. This is my resolution. So no managers after that, of course, they do this day and night, and then they never ask these questions then. But if you don't log things, and then the same person comes to you and complain to your manager, then the manager needs some type of data, some type of logging in there. So this is where the manager is going to be on a weak point, and they're going to come after you then. Why didn't you log things, right? So that's how you basically train on this side. Then of course there are the other side, which is a user end, And that's also like, a portal. Basically, a portal is kind of like where you're going to have a link, the same link provided from you for you from this ticketing system, and then you basically go to the machine right here, and then you come over here and then open that link and just write a ticket exactly the same way. It's going to be a portal like this, right? So you open that ticket like this, like a portal, in from that machine, and just write the same ticket, like, same stuff from the Monica side. It's going to show up over here, and then you basically do the resolution. Of course, I'm not showing that kind of stuff because it's just a link, right? You open the link, you open the page, you type things just like what you're doing over here. So you can do the same practice. So after this, now you're free to kind of like play around with the ticketing system. If you feel like you don't want to do this, there's another way you can learn it as well. I always show this as well. Matter of fact, let me just open this on a big screen, because this is something that you can do on any browser. You don't need machines, by the way, for this. Another and easy way for you to learn about ticketing systems without using, let's say, systems like this, you can just go to demo.servicedeskplus.com. This is from Manage Engine, and you can log in as an end user and log in as a technician. So let's say if it's already set up in your company, you're probably gonna see something like, for end users, they're going to have a login like portal like this, where you see something like this. You see they're gonna have a portal where they log in, and this is what I was talking about, that this is already done by other technicians in the company. They may have a popular solutions or recommended solutions for their products, or whatever they're using, it's going to be right here. They may have assets assigned to them, and they're looking for, let's say, either if they're having an issue, let's say, for example, an error, they're getting an error, they're probably going to report an issue. If they are looking for a request, they may do a request. So this is where, by going through my playlist and the courses that I mentioned before, and also for doing some research, you're going to find differences between a normal request and an issue. So if it's an issue, they're going to click on an issue, and then that form will open up. Is it by email or software? They may have a template in here, right? So let's say I click on software, I click on crashes, and this template is already created by your team. If it's not, then it's going to be a normal form just like this one, right? So you have this template. They're going to look for, I'm having an issue with 2008, blah, blah, blah. They will add all these categories. Now, the user may not know all these categories. So one of the things that you do, your job, is to fix the categories. They may put a priority very high, or they may put a ticket in a wrong category. So you as a tech person also fix this type of stuff. And that's why it's important, because when the managers run this request, when they run this reports and everything, one of the biggest thing about ticketing systems and incident management systems is that after some time they do review, like what's happening a lot. So how can we fix it on a bigger level? And that's not a normal help desk person. That would be more of a service desk, or that's where the person who is a little bit more data oriented, they're going to do some reporting, some research, and they're going to fix the overall issue, right? So it's not a reactive approach, it's proactive approach, right? So this is where a lot of people ask me, what is the difference between a normal IT person? But most of the companies are mixed now. Don't get into that kind of stuff at this point if you're new. Right now, focus on fixing the issues or learning the process. Okay, so you see the ticket is created. The ticket is created. So if we were to go back as a tech now, this is like a little profile section. A lot of people will get that. So ticket number 296 is created. So you wake up in the morning, you go to work, and the first thing you do, you log in as a technician into your ticketing system, and you open it, and you're like, okay, what's going on in my company? And you see your portal will be more like admin type of portal, so you're going to see a lot more than other users. So you open the help desk. So once you open it, you see it's like a huge amount of information here. You got a lot of different things going on. You have requests, you have problems. You click on the problems, and people's problems are going to start showing up over here. All of that stuff that people have added over here, they're going to show up over here, as you can see. So all those tickets that, so requests are going to be here. We're going to click on request. Your request will also show up over here. So as you can see, we created our ticket in a request, so 296 showed up over here. Okay, so again, it's really up to the company how they kind of manage this stuff, but you can see clearly your work is going to be like this. This is basically how you process with your emails, with your phone, with your chat, whatever systems they use to interact with their users. You're going to have to approach based on that. So now when a user created this ticket, you have it in your system, you come over here, you open it, and then you basically approached based on this ticket. So you can say, I want to reply to this person, I want to share this request, I want to add it to a different person because I don't have this expertise, so I might have to assign this. Or I may have to pick it up. I may have to reply to it, right? I may have to forward it. I may have to change the priority of this. I may have to change the timings. So many different things can happen, or maybe it will have to wait, right? Or maybe I fixed it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a resolution right now. So your manager can come back and see that history, what happened to it, who created it, who got assigned to it, when was it assigned, all that good stuff. Your manager have that capability right now. So this is the power of ticketing system. If this was not available to us, our life would be hell. We will be getting shoulder bombing and whatever you want to call that. And hey, I need help. And you're getting called and you're going to get like, of course, you can't do that in IT these days. So you see, in just 1 hour of practice, so you can put 2 things on your resume. Spiceworks ticketing system. You say, if somebody say, hey, what kind of learning have you done? Oh, yeah, I know about Spiceworks ticketing system. I created my own project. I learned a lot from articles, this, right? So you have something technical to say. Oh, I know about managed engine ticketing systems as well because they have a demo, available, and I really practice on that. It's very robust. It's enterprise level ticketing system, and I love it because now I am very confident with any ticketing system. Boom. So if a company is using something like more enterprise level ticketing systems like ServiceNow, this one is very famous. This is almost the same thing that like right here, like when you go and log into these two, you're going to see the 2 things all together like that, right? So what my main point over here is that make sure you guys go over that first. And then if you are really, really interested in getting the ServiceNow developer, in my training that I showed on, it's available on YouTube as a playlist for ticketing systems. If you search that, I showed how to create a developer account in ServiceNow, and I showed a full training on this. So there's a good training on ServiceNow available if you want to learn the basics on ServiceNow. So then go ahead and go and do that, and then play around with ServiceNow. So you got 3 major ticketing systems on your resume from today if you do that. So look at the power your resume holds then. Your resume is directly talking to these people now. Your resume is hitting these terms. So a lot of people talk about ATS and all this kind of systems, and I tell them that, listen, for God's sake, get a good solid resume that we're giving it to you. These people are getting, our members have been have landed job with no experience because they knew the techniques. They know that where to put Active Directory, where to put Office 365, where to put ticketing system. This is all it matters. It does not matter how good your resume look if it doesn't have these terms on there. If you don't have these terms, then yes, you're going to have a problem. People want to hire people so they can run their business. So most of the companies are going to be like that. They're not going to look at you and your situation. Oh my God, you just came out of the college, so I feel, I should give you a chance and I want to teach you every single thing and I'm going to sit with you. No. That doesn't happen these days. There are very few people who do this. There are very few people who provide trainings, skills development, full-blown skills development training with so much efforts being involved like this. Very few people do that. People teach you for 5 days, charge you thousands of dollars. Okay? People will give you online courses and tell you go and do it, and we do the same thing, but we do a lot more than just online courses. We create a whole platform for you so you can get skills development. It's not about just you doing a 3 months course and then the whole course is covered 80 hours worth of content, and out of 80 hours, 40 hours is theory, and the rest is just screenshot type of labs. if you really want to become an IT professional, then invest into something like this, because this is going to take you to the next level. So this is all for today, and hopefully I will come back to with another live video soon. Thank you.